Hello. If you are a massive Hello Kitty fan, then this video is for you. And if you want a bedtime story, an ASMR style, then this is for you. I found a Hello Kitty book a few weeks ago in the charity shop that I bought and that I read on this channel, and I really enjoyed doing it. And I love Hello Kitty, so I found some more at the library because you can't find brand new physical copies from when I tried to look. But I have managed to find a Halloween Hello Kitty story for Halloween and a couple of Christmas ones. So there's going to be a lot more reading on these videos. So there's going to be I'll do a makeup video every time. I'll do book hauls on hauls while I'm kind of reading that kind of stuff, and then just reading new stories. That's all I can do for my channel at the moment. So I found 3 books, but saying that, today we are going to be starting on our second book, which is Hello Kitty and Friends. The Big Bake Off, which is Hello Kitty Adventures, which is book 18. The highest I've found is 19 so far. Yeah, and you can kind of see them all on the back. So I'll try and break this up into episode 1, episode 2, and episode 3. I also have the colour change and light on as well for you guys. So yeah, it says, we'll get started. So it says, come and join Hello Kitty and Friends. There's a festival in town, and Hello Kitty and her friends are entering the Big Bake Off. They all know what cakes they are going to bake except for Hello Kitty. Can a lost puppy give her a winning idea? And then when you collect them all, they make up like a picture on the spine. So we'll get right into it. Obviously, the introduction is the characters in the book. So we have Hello Kitty, Minnie, Tammy, Fifi, Dear Daniel, Papa, Mama, Grandpa, and Grandma. So we normally do like 2 chapters per thingy, but I like to show you the pictures. So we'll get right into it. So chapter 1. Hello Kitty stood up and looked down at the long row of strawberry plants. She was picking fruit with her twin sister, Minnie, and their mama at Cherry Tree Farm. It was thirsty work in the hot sun. Minnie and Hello Kitty's baskets were almost full now, and you get cute little illustrations. Almost full now, although Hello Kitty thought she had probably eaten as many strawberries as she had picked. Her pink and white polka dot t-shirt was decorated with bright strawberry stains. And there's a little picture. Oops, but she just hadn't been able to resist all the delicious fruit. Strawberries, blueberries and raspberries, yummy. And then we have like a sign. Hello Kitty signed happily. What a totally super day they were having. She loved picking fruit, and to make the day perfect, her friends were coming over to Hello Kitty's house that afternoon. As soon as she was back from the farm, Hello Kitty felt a warm glow as she thought about Tammy, Fifi, Dear Daniel. Together they made up the Friendship Club. They met after school and in the holidays to do all sorts of fun things, like crafting and painting, having clothes swaps and sleepovers. Today, however, they were simply meeting up at Hello Kitty's house to play. It was just too hot for much else. Mama White told Hello Kitty and Minnie that it was time to go and pay for the fruit they had picked. Hello Kitty was a bit embarrassed when the lady at the counter saw all the strawberry stains on her t-shirt, but the lady just smiled at her. They always expected the pickers to have some of the strawberries as they gathered their fruit, she said. They wouldn't miss a few more. Phew. The lady weighed the box of strawberries, and then she moved on to the raspberries, and after that the blueberries. Hello Kitty didn't know how much they were, but it looked like a lot of fruit. They would be able to make delicious, and there's a picture, delicious jams and tarts, and best of all, having big bowls of strawberries and raspberries with dollops of fresh whipped cream on top too. As Hello Kitty stood next to Mama, waiting for her to pay, she looked around at the tiny shop. All of a sudden, her eyes were at the dawn of some little terracotta flower pots. By the till, they were very cute. Sorry, I've got lost. Small and pretty, with little white daisies painted all over them. Mama White laughed as she noticed Hello Kitty looking at them. They matched Hello Kitty's duvet covers, didn't they? Hello Kitty nodded. She thought they would look so sweet in her room, so she shyly asked Mama if she could buy them. Please? Mama White smiled again and answered of course she could, but Hello Kitty would have to use her own pocket money. Hello Kitty nodded quickly and opened her purse. She had just enough for 3 little pots. She paid and slid the flower pots into the back of her pink butterfly backpack. They were all quite small, so they weren't too heavy. Mama White had already paid for their fruit, so she and Minnie led the way back to the car. It didn't take them long to drive back to their house, and when they got there, they found the rest of the Friendship Club already waiting on the doorstep. They were early. Hello Kitty waved to her friends as Mama parked the car. As soon as she could, she jumped out and they all piled into the house. Tammy was holding a leaflet and looking very excited. She had already told the others what it was all about, but she couldn't wait to tell Hello Kitty and Minnie. Hello Kitty read the leaflet. Whoa, these are going to be a food festival happening that very weekend in their local park. It had been set up to celebrate yummy food, and they were going to have loads of activities for both adults and children. Best of all, there was going to be a baking workshop where they could go to and make pizzas and sandwiches and biscuits for the picnic at the end of the day. The picnic would be held in a big garden tent. All the children baking would be allowed to make their very own cake, and even better, there would be a prize for the most original one. Fifi burst in. All of the other parents had already agreed that they could enter. Could Hello Kitty and Minnie come and bake a cake too? Just at that moment, Mama White came into the room with a big jug of homemade lemonade and some cups. She set them down and looked at the leaflet. She agreed it really did look brilliant, but not just because of the cooking and baking workshops. There was also a bread tray or two, cheese stands, and she was sure that Papa White might like to try out the cider pressing. Of course Hello Kitty and Minnie could go. They all would. The Friendship Club all looked at each other and cheered hooray. Such a beautiful picture. Mama White smiled and pointed out that they would all have to get into some cake making practice though if they wanted to enter the cake competition. There would be some very good bakers there. Everyone nodded their heads eagerly. It sounded like the best day ever. Mama White gave the leaflet back to Tammy and said she would go and fetch them all some big bowls of strawberries and cream. The others cheered again, but Hello Kitty let out a loud groan. As delicious as strawberries were, she thought she might have had enough for one day. So we'll get on to chapter 2 in the next book, and sleep well.